Hi, this is Don McAllister and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online. Following on from last week's full tutorial, this week I'll be taking a further look at 1Password 8 for macOS. I've had a few emails about 1Password 8 for iOS, and the good news is that it's currently in the later stages of development, but at the time of recording, it's only available as part of a test flight beta group. As soon as 1Password 8 for iOS is generally available for release, we'll do an update show. So, on with our look at 1Password 8 for the Mac. Now, as this is a part 2 show, I would really recommend that you go ahead and take a look at part 1 to get some of the basics. Because this is a brand new release and a fairly major release at that, we've sort of gone back to basics. So you will benefit from looking at part 1 if you haven't seen that as of yet. Now, during part 1, I did mention Watchtower, which is the built-in mechanism within 1Password for sort of keeping an eye overall on how your security health is. And if I go up to the Watchtower in the sidebar, you will see that there is a new Watchtower score. And currently on this machine, it's 1071, which is fantastic. If I was to run this on my main machine, I'm afraid the score isn't so good. But on this machine, because it's got relatively few passwords, everything is pretty good. Now, you do have an option to share your score if you're proud of it. You can go to here, copy to clipboard, or even you can just send off a tweet. Let's send that off. Okay, we'll pop that down. And let's have a look at some of these tools here. Now, this is a really great way of identifying your weaknesses. And I have to say that in the previous version, I tended to ignore Watchtower. It all seemed a little bit overwhelming, really, but this is done really nicely in that you can quite easily go in and have a look at the different types of potential password or security issues and fix them as well. So for instance, here we've got some compromised websites. If I go ahead and show items. So these are compromised websites that were part of a data breach found in the haveibeenpawned.com database. So strictly speaking, it might be okay, but it's always best when sites have been compromised to go in and change a password. And again, 1Password does give you the tools to do that. So for instance, if I go to LinkedIn and say change password on website, it takes me across to the website. I can paste in my current details, say sign in. I will skip that for now. There we go. It takes me straight to the change password field. And my current password and then my new password, I'm going to use the suggested password. And then I'm going to update the existing item in 1Password, which is fine. And we'll say save. Okay, so now if I close this down, close Twitter down as well. In fact, let's close Safari down. If I go back to here, well, you can see now that it's disappeared from this list here, but I've still got the view of it here. Let's go back to, in fact, let's pop this down. Let's use the quick access feature. So Shift Command Space. We'll search for LinkedIn. So there is the entry for LinkedIn. I'm going to go ahead and say open and fill. Takes me across to the LinkedIn website, paste in my password, it says sign in, and that takes me straight in. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other options within Watchtower. So if I go back to 1Password, and let's go back to Watchtower, and we'll take a look at the next section, which is having a look at reused passwords. So basically just click on Show Items. Now on this screen, you can see that the services are grouped by the reused password. So I only have one actually, which is this one here. So I know for a fact this begins with and ends in 6. This is a standard password that I use for some demonstration accounts. If I had multiple reused passwords, they would all be listed here and each service would be underneath each password. But again, you can go into here and you can use the tools to go ahead and change the password on the website, or you can ignore them. But I will leave those for now. Go back to Watchtower. Weak passwords. So just the one on here. Back to my Watchtower display. These are the inactive two-factor authentication sites. So if the site does have two-factor authentication available, you can actually see them here. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. all of our members get access to brand new up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only ScreenCastsOnline Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit screencastsonline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.